Hi.
Hi, hello, peace. Hi. Hello.
What up, what up?
Hey, Pete.
I'm Tan.
And I'm John.
So,
Hold
what?
I've been wanting to ask this question, but I was going to wait till we got on camera. Why are we in black? What's going on? I saw you wearing it, and I figured, let me match her and not say anything, but why are we black?
Well, I'm in mourning.
For who?
So, for the death of the relationship.
Whose relationship?
Not us. Not us.
Our relationship is dead? What was this?
No. So I figured, because we talked about something a couple days ago, and just just the fear of a dying relationship. And so, I just want to know, like, how do you get back from a relation? How do you get your relationship out of the dead? Do you know what I mean by that?
How do you wake up? So your relationship is dead in the grave. How do you go resuscitate it out of the grave?
Yeah, pretty
bring
much.
It back to life. And,
pretty much.
Give it a CPR or something. Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, because everybody heads there.
Yeah.
And so we're not there. There's sometimes that, where we get into an argument and it's like, is this the end? That's literally what that goes through my head.
Just sing it in your head.
Must be the wine. No, but really and truly.
No, I agree.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think what you're talking about is losing that vibe, losing that initial excitement.
That energy.
The energy, the follow-up. And
there's still love.
Yeah.
But
there's no fun. It feels like there's no fun.
It's not alive anymore. It's just dead. Everything becomes routine. It becomes compliance. There's no passion. Mm-hmm. Nothing you do anymore for that other person is passion. Right. There's no passion behind it.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, like, you wake up in a regimen of just everyday life, and there is no excitement in it. It's like more like, God, you snored last night, and I could not sleep because of you, or just everything that other person does is a bother.
I guess the initial meetup where he snores, you wake up, your snore was so cute.
I thought it was cute in the beginning for you, but I mean, it is what it is.
But you don't complain. You still don't complain. So
I'm used to it.
But I'm used to a lot of your stuff too.
What's that?
You're snoring.
But I snore cute.
Come on. You snore like a little dinosaur. That's cute too. Look, a little baby dinosaur snoring cute.
Okay. You snore, I snore. Okay.
Okay, yeah, but I understand.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, how do you get out of that grave that you're in with your relationship? How do you get the relationship back out of the grave?
Yeah. Well, the excitement, I think one thing I know is that excitement, dies off like anything else. It's just human nature. That's for one thing for sure, right? Because it's just like you go to the store, you buy a new pair of shoes. Yeah. You see that at the store, you're so excited.
Yeah.
And you
bring it home. Feeling.
Right, exactly. You would. Trust me, I would.
Okay.
And you put them on once. You go out or you go to work, and then you come back, and then they're in the closet.
Yeah.
And that shoe would sit in the closet because you just went out again, and you found another pair of shoes that is, if you don't have these. So it's a constant thing, I guess, for human nature to always
have that feeling.
Undying need.
Yeah.
Or undying want, I should say. It's not a need, it's a want,
Yeah.
So coming back into relationship and bringing that same concept, because what you practice is what you're going to preach. What you grow is what you reap. Okay, so bring the same attitude, because you're going to do the same thing whether you're in a relationship. Right. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
You're going to be in a relationship. It's going to be exciting, and then you're going to start looking for things. Obviously, you put that relationship in the closet, as I feel, and you go back to living your normal self,
right?
Doing the routine things and not wanting to go out of your way. You know what I mean? To go into the closet to pick that shoe back up and put it on.
Okay.
Right? So that shoe is not in remission. Your relationship is in remission.
It's in remission. I was saying everyday routine of life. And so what happens there is that the start of death in a relationship.
Right? It's so funny. Death. Crazy like death.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So what people forget about is how to get that connection again, which is what started it all in the very beginning of when you sighted each other. What you did in the beginning, we talked a lot. We did little things together, like cooking, just playing a card game and having a conversation, sipping a glass of wine, and if that's your taste. If not,
Whiskey
then
body.
what is it that connected you guys together? What vibed two people? And so what we spend time on is mostly what irritates one another instead of what really captured that love for one another.
That attraction.
Yeah.
That fire.
Fire.
That fear.
Fear. What that?
Fire.
Okay, you have your terminology of saying fire.
No, I'm just. But yeah, you have a great. I never even thought about it that way.
Yeah, that's what you have to really. So even for us, like if we have a disagreement and there's times where the stubbornness in me comes out and I'm like, I refuse to be the one to apologize, or it's because the fact that I say, okay, I'm going back into my old ways. This is not what this is about. We're about, okay, having arguments and bouncing back from it, and we still have to,
deal with each other.
Deal with each other, but it's not about dealing with each other, because that word just means like, oh God, I gotta deal. It's really kind of bringing myself back into reality that the devil is stepping in right now. That's how I like to look at it. Everything through love is God. And I think whenever there's disruption in any relationship, is the devil.
Preach, sister, preach.
But it's the truth. It's the truth,
Yeah.
And that's what I try to remind myself, is that when I don't
get your way.
When I don't get my way and I'm acting in a certain way, it's the devil. The devil is having a hold on me. So I get that off my shoulder, and then I start to, okay, first of all, what did I always commit to? It's about us. We both committed to, we have an argument. It's okay to argue because it's how we grow. It's healthy. So, but we have to talk about it, what bothered me, or
No, but I think part of it is ego. People just have egos. Everybody is independent. Everybody, even in a relationship, wants to be independent. Everybody feels they,
don't owe any explanation to somebody else.
Because I'm doing the same thing you're doing. I'm working, you're working. I'm doing this, you're doing that.
Yeah.
And so the equality is there, like we all preach forward and want it to be. But also that it affects that part of of things. But I think you got a great point. I mean, that's I'll start looking at things, because there's also a respect in argument. I think sometimes what we forget, especially when we have those arguments and not our discussions or whatever it is, disagreements. I think there's some areas where we go out of line.
Yeah.
So you have a relationship with someone. Relationship, like you said, is going dead. It's dead in the water. We're so comfortable with each other now that when we have an argument, we are that comfortable that we will tell you
Yeah.
what color your pants are in public. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like,
so the disrespect steps in place.
exactly. You know what I
So
mean?
no consideration for the other person and how you handle them
That's right. So
or communicate to them and think about that. Hey, that comment that I just made is disrespectful,
Absolutely.
maybe hurtful.
That's right.
And so you get into that that habit
yeah.
without even knowing it.
And killing again, therefore killing your relationship again.
Yeah.
You know, putting it further down. So these things.
Chuck, we just realized he's on
I
camera.
want to talk too. I want to talk.
Okay.
But yeah, when you start to, realize those things, I think those things, if you're conscious to them, those
Yeah.
are the things that really, truly kill a relationship. You start hot, you guys are hot, but then how do you keep it hot?
Yeah.
I think the way for a guy to keep it hot, in my experience, and obviously I this is something that came about, but in my experience is that to keep it hot is to keep the thoughts, like you said, of the initial when we fight. When I fight, I think about the good times.
Yeah.
I
think about too.
Yeah, I think about the good things about you and the good things about this and the good things about that.
Yeah.
And because the law of attraction also attracts all the bad stuff. When I start to think of the bad stuff,
Yeah.
I think about all your bad stuff. That's that dinosaur snore. That baby dinosaur snore is no longer cute. It's like
Really? Really?
no, that's so funny. No, but
I think it's
yeah, but I know it's cute. It's still kind of cute. But you know what I'm saying. Like,
No, I understand.
everything
I
just
get it.
starts to come
to
back.
annoy it.
That's
Yeah.
right, and then
Yeah.
it pushes it further.
Right.
You know?
So, because we don't have a lot of time,
yeah.
key is capture the moment that originally pulled you together.
Remember that.
And
Remember that.
I think that's what people have to do. And you have to take the big egos out of the way.
That's right.
Of being the first one to say I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter.
Or the first one to say, hey,
Let's talk.
our relationship is dead. We need to get back to where we were originally, if not to where it was, but how do we get out of the grave and bring it alive again?
And I think everybody needs to make a more conscious effort of doing things that, going out of your way to do things that the other person enjoys.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I think we forget about those things. We kind of get lost in our own self
Yeah.
in a relationship about the things that we want to do and the
Yep.
things we like, and we forget about what makes them happy, what keeps that other person going,
Yeah.
and be supportive of that initial behavior like you were before.
Right.
We're running out of time.
I think we said a lot, though.
We said a lot. I can imagine that.
But the key is bring it back alive.
Yeah.
Like we said, get the egos out of the way, communicate, capture the previous feelings.
Initial.
The initial.
Yeah.
Yeah. See how you compliment my thoughts?
Chop knuckle.
Chop knuckle? Okay. So, I like that.
Yeah, I think I like that. I think for the guys, go back to the basics. Rediscover your woman. Do the things that you did while you, or that got you to where you were.
Yeah. As women, we've always been that one. It's built in us to
No, but
nurture.
hot.
What?
Your blood is too hot to women.
It is in our DNA. It's who we are to bring things together, and we don't separate things. And so we're about nurturing, and so like I said, just capture the moment again that initially got you guys together, and every little day, it's about what am I going to do differently to build on what we have. So subscribe, share, comment.
That's right.
Okay? John and
Yeah,
Tan.
3, 10, and John.
John and Tan.
Cheers.
Cheers. Peace out.
One love.